Welcome back to Musical Connections. This is Next to Connect. I'm Zach Snow, and we are going to introduce you now to a Brazilian folk duo who have called Newfoundland and Labrador their home for 5 years. They are up for an ECMA award for Global Recording of the Year. And joining me right now are Ana and Eric, Ana Luisa Ramos and Eric Taylor Escuardo. Guys, welcome to Musical Connections.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us. Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming on. Congratulations on your ECMA award nomination.
Thank you. It was a nice surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are one of the 52 nominees from this province who have received ECMA nominations, myself included. Mm-hmm. Media Person of the Year, pretty surprised about that. But it really goes to show how far Newfoundland and Labrador has come when it comes to the music sector and just the representation it has on the Atlantic Canadian level.
Yeah, I think that the music scene here, not the art scene here in Newfoundland, it's amazing. I can't think about anywhere else in the world that has the same amount of talent and art being made.
Yes, and in the population here is not so big, right? So when we moved here, it was quite surprising how much remarkable talent there was here in St. John's, but also in the rest of the province. So, yeah. It's a good place to be. Yeah,
and I said this in my interview with Fairgale a couple of weeks ago. Being a part of the province and saying there's great music here and then actually, observing it from afar are two completely different things. And you guys are really living that firsthand. I mean, you're just one of many artists from Newfoundland and Labrador that are really killing it right now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, and congratulations as well. So well deserved.
Thank you so much. Listen, if you guys didn't trust me to, tell you your stories and spin your music, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. Now, I want to go back to your early days in music. So, what got you playing music in the first place?
I started singing when I was a kid, and I simply never stopped. But I started in the classical industry, let's say. So I sang in many concerts, operas, and all. But only when I was around my 20s that I started singing more professionally popular music as well.
And what about yourself, Eric?
Well, I think I started really writing music and playing music when I was around 13 years old. There was always music in my house. My father was a big fan of rock music and folk music from North America and England. So I think I started making music when I was around 13 years old. But music was always such a big part of my life and everyday life,
Perfect. So you guys have been married now for a couple of years now, for the time since I've known you guys. But how did you two first meet?
Well, we met because Ana, she was my singing teacher.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That is crazy. Yes, it was fate, right?
Exactly.
No,
because
but this was before Eric.
Oh, yeah, that's how we met, but that's not how we started dating. The thing is, when I was in college, I was looking for some singing lessons, and I went to a place before, and I had a class there, and I was like, I don't know, this doesn't feel right, so I'm gonna do the one that is near my house. So I went there, and Ana was teaching there. So I had classes for 1 year, and then I stopped, and then a year or a little more than a year later, right? We started talking online, and then started dating, but we met through music.
Yeah. This was back in 2011, I think, when we started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been married for how long now?
10 years.
That is crazy. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it was an anniversary really just made by music. And of course, you released your own solo material, Ana, and yourself too, Eric. Mm-hmm. So what are some of your influences when it comes to the music that you play? Not just for your solo careers, but also as the Ana and Eric duo?
I think that my main influence in music is Brazilian music and bossa nova. So Antônio Carlos Jobim, Chico Buarque. I don't know if you know these names, but I think that for the North American audience, Astrud Gilberto, Stan Getz. So I think that's my main influence.
Yeah, I mean, even then too, world music is really starting to take over the world. I mean, you have Afrofusion beats and Latin music and Latin hip hop music really dominating the Billboard charts right now.
Yeah.
Now, how about yourself, Eric? What about you?
Well, I think my initial influences were a lot like Britpop and indie rock. I grew up watching a lot of Brazilian, like MTV Brazil and stuff like that. So that's how it started. That's how my father used to listen to the Beatles a lot. So maybe the Beatles were my first influence because they were playing all the time, and like the Kinks and bands like them. And later I started developing an interest in like more folk music, acoustic music, and after some time I think it started to make sense to me to look what was there around me also. And also meeting Ana, she started showing me so many great Brazilian songs and Brazilian songwriters that I had heard of that were kind of there, but I had never really stopped to appreciate. Mm-hmm. So I think initially it was mostly North American and British music, and then Brazilian music as well. And I think that's what kind of merges to create, I think, my music identity, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And you two guys ended up moving to Canada in 2018, 2019. And specifically, you moved here to Newfoundland and Labrador. So what was some of the motivating factors of moving to Newfoundland and Labrador in the first place?
So we moved here because Eric, he came to study. He came to do a master's at MUN.
Oh, okay.
I think you can
Yeah.
tell.
I did my master's in ethnomusicology at MUN, and now I'm doing the PhD. So that's why we moved to St. John's. We never expected, though, to be so quickly integrated in the music scene and to find, as we said, so much remarkable talent. So it's been very nice, and we thought that we would take the time actually to slow down a little bit, and we have. But our careers have only like sped up since
Yeah, because when we moved here, we used to live back in São Paulo. Back then, in São Paulo, it's this huge city, and we used to work a lot and to do a lot of things like at the same time. So when we moved here, our idea was for me to have like a year off to write my second album, to work on my second solo album, and Eric to do the masters, and we would like see if we would like to stay longer. So, and we loved since the beginning, and after 6 or 7 months that we moved here, the pandemic started. So we were like, we're here.
We were trapped.
Well, you pretty much had no choice but to stay, right?
Exactly. But like in the end, it was an opportunity for us to make Newfoundland and Labrador our home, right?
Yeah.
That was really great.
Yeah, and you really have fit in like a glove here. And I've actually seen some photos of you, like playing shows. Like I believe it was like with the Jazzy's Big Band, mm-hmm. and with Our Divas Do Christmas with Sheila Guy Murphy and that crowd at Citadel events. And it seems like you're really fitting in like a glove here, Ana, and yourself, Eric, as well. I mean, you two have really just become like a very integral part of our music scene here, and we're very happy to have you.
Yeah. I love it here.
We are very happy to be here as well.
And now we have a daughter, and she's a Newfoundlander, right?
Oh, no way!
Yeah,
Congratulations!
So I think that after she was born, like even our perception of living here changed a little bit, because like this is her home, so now it's our home as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, of course, during the time that you were here to start with, you ended up meeting the crew at Citadel House out in Twillingate, that being Dean Stairs, Stevie Stairs, Bonnie, and the rest of the crowd out there. So how did you get that opportunity with Citadel House in the first place?
Well, it was quite a happy coincidence, right?
Yeah.
It was it November, December?
No, it was in January during the musicNL week.
Yeah.
In 2020, so January 2020. It was late January after the Snowmageddon. And I remember that day was snowing. It was very slushy.
Oh, yeah.
And we were kind of, should we go? Should we not?
Let's go next time, right? I remember thinking that.
Let's go. And when we arrived there, like we were talking to each other in Portuguese. So Dean, he came to talk to us like, are you speaking Portuguese? And we were, we are from Brazil, so speak Portuguese. And I lived in Brazil in the 70s.
No way.
So that's how we met. and a few months later we signed with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you end up releasing your debut EP, Ana and Eric, there, and you've actually released your second album there, Our House From Here, which was actually your first full-length record. We'll get to that later. But I also wanted to get to an opportunity you had with Santiago Guzman. You wrote the soundtrack and the theme to We Are Here. So how did you get that opportunity?
So I met Santiago when he directed me. I was acting in a play, Happy Anniversary, and he was a director. So that's how we met. And since then, we started collaborating together. So we wrote the music for a play that he's also wrote called Newfoundland. He directed 2 of my music videos, and we wrote the music for the series We Are Here. So, and we have been working together since then. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you star in any one of his episodes that he put out?
No. We
not.
only wrote the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he owes you. I feel like he owes you now to since you wrote the song and the soundtrack to the show. Should get you on one of his episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
We need to see if we can.
I'll throw it out there, Santiago.
We need to see if we can make an episode about Brazil, right?
Oh, yes,
Because
that's
all
true.
the episodes were about a country. So next time,
And then-
next batch.
And there's a bigger Brazilian community here than one would expect, I think.
Yeah,
So
we
we met many Brazilians here, so that might be a good idea for an episode.
I'm throwing it out to you, Santiago, for watching this. Now, one great opportunity that you had in 2022 was touring with Daniel Champagne. If anyone's never heard of Daniel Champagne, he's a wicked Australian guitar player, singer-songwriter, and he just does great tricks with the guitar that no one else can do. So what was that opportunity like to support Daniel Champagne's tour?
It was amazing because he's very talented and such a nice guy. And so through our label, we were able to open for him in 2022 in some of the concerts, right?
Yes, it was Cornerbrook, Gander, and
Louisport.
And Louisport, yeah.
Yeah.
And as we said, we moved here, and then the pandemic started. So a lot of our initial integration in the music scene also happened online, right?
Yeah.
So we participated we showcased it in the ECMAs online. And MusicNL as well, I guess, right?
Folk
and some
Alliance,
festivals.
Yeah.
So it was actually in 2022. It was one of our first experiences, really touring and playing live for people outside of St. John's, outside of a recording set.
Yeah.
So that was very special, also to be in contact with the audience more directly. And Daniel is he's a very nice guy, and getting to watch his concert every night was very fun too.
Was there anything that he said to you guys that'll really stick with you in your heads forever?
He's a very he has clear goals and he tours a lot. So we gather some inspiration from him.
Yeah, I think
right?
the way that he
conducts his
his career, I think is very inspirational for us. I think he's quite a smart guy, but very focused in what he's doing. He knows what he's doing and why, and it's a different way to think about career in the arts. So that was very very inspiring for us, right?
Yeah, and I'm just going to put you guys on the spot here. What has been your favorite place to play since you guys started really taking this music thing seriously? What's been your favorite place to play and why?
Oh my God. Eric, you go.
All right, let's go, Eric.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna tell you 2. Actually,
Go for it.
Because they are quite different. One place that we like to play a lot with bands is the Peter Easton. And it's a nice pub with 2 separate areas, good sound, and the way that they treat the musicians and the artists is very, very respectful. So I think it's a place that is very important for the artist community here. So the Peter Easton is very nice to play with bands, and I think the Battery Cafe does something similar in a more intimate setting.
Yeah, very intimate, very laid back.
Yes, exactly, but also always very, very respectful, always very supportive. And I think those 2 places, they play a big role here. Of course, there are many, many great venues here. There's the Ship, the Arts and Culture Center, and so many others. But I think these 2 for us, also, they are 2 places that welcomed us
And that
when we had
always
just...
go back. like
We always go back,
Every year we play at Peter Easton and the Battery Cafe.
Yes, they're special for us.
I'm with you. I'm with you in this one.
Yeah, and the Peter Easton, you actually recorded a couple of songs there that you put on streaming services as well. So, what was that experience like, and especially like documented for people now that you've released a couple of singles out to the public?
Yeah, so we had this idea because when you record music, you have a full band, you have like different instruments and all, and it's not always possible to have all the instruments when you're doing the release show, right? But for the release show of the album, we were able to have Carol Betts-Vader and Darren Brown with us. And Michelle Lacour, she's the sound designer of the Peter Easton. She's amazing.
Oh,
so
yeah, she's wicked.
So we had this idea of maybe we should record and see if we can then later release some of the songs, and that's what we did, and it was.
And I think it's nice because it became kind of a third version of the songs, because there's the album version, full band, and there's the version that you most likely to hear if you watch our concert, which is just Ana and I. And that one with the violin and the guitar and the mandolin, I think it was a special night, and it was very unique. It was the only time those songs were played exactly like that, I guess, right?
And I also think that's the perfect fusion of our two homes, right? So with the Brazilian that within us, and also with Carol and Darren and all the Newfoundland and the Canadian music. So it's amazing when we play together because we can we have this fluid between the two genres. Two worlds. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Darren and Karen are not really from here either, but they've also called Newfoundland and Labrador their home for many, many years as well.
I think that Darren
is from here, yes.
Well, probably born here but raised somewhere else, I would imagine.
Maybe. He has lived somewhere else. Yeah.
I'll leave that to Darren to confirm that on the podcast sometime there, buddy.
He lived in Montreal for many years, but he's from here, and then he toured a lot, right? He played all around the world.
Yeah.
That's why,
Yeah, now your first full-length album, which was your second studio effort as Ana and Eric, was Our House From Here, and it's actually up for an East Coast Music Award. But I want to talk about the album first. What are your favorite memories from recording that album?
Oh, I think that recording the album was nice, but it was not entirely different than the other recordings. We always have such a nice environment when we do that, because we go to Lewisport and then we record there at the Citadel House, and we can enjoy a little bit of the outport life and all. So that's very good.
Lewisport, I said Twilling Gate for Citadel House, right? I think I said Twilling Gate. Yeah, it's in Lewisport. My apologies.
Yeah. But anyways, it's not that far. So the recording environment is always very, very, very friendly. I think what is very special for me actually is how we managed to integrate like Darren Brown and Carol and other musicians from Newfoundland in the album and recording. And they recorded stuff at our home studio. They recorded in different places. So the recording was not all in Lewisport, but I think that perhaps my great memory from recording is actually having those musicians recording with us, and being part of this. And I think adding a little bit of their own experiences and their artistry to our music. And I think it's many times in very surprising ways. I think in ways that we didn't expect, So I think maybe that's my best memory.
We had a great time because before we did the recording, we rehearsed a lot. So it's always so nice to have coffee together and then go to the studio and play a little bit and try a few different things. Because when you are playing live music, you're always changing a little bit, right? You never play the same way 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's I like that.
For sure, and you've received an ECMA nomination for Global Recording of the Year. You're also one of 3 nominees in the category. So Cuerpos, who consists of Francis Dawson and Nadia Duman, a great electronic group there, and Cha 3, Jing Cha, Brian Down, and Richie Perez, they're up for an ECMA for the same category as well. So how does it feel to be up for an ECMA? And further to that, how does it feel to be up with 2 of your group peers in Cuerpos and Cha 3?
Yeah, it's such an honor because like Nadia, she's a friend. Jing, Eric, they studied together, right? And so I think that this awards and all, it's always like a celebration because in the end it doesn't matter who win, right? Because I think it's such an honor, like being nominated and being like this very talented people with us. So it's really nice.
For sure, and also you consider that when you look at Newfoundland and Labrador's nominations, that covers the whole province. But the ECMAs cover the entirety of Atlantic Canada, the 5 regions: Cape Breton, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, and Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know, it is a big honor actually to be among those people that are, that are part of this award, that get to showcase, that get to perform and meet other musicians. I think it's a great honor for us to be recognized and to have our talent acknowledged after being here for such short time in a way. So we're very happy. It's a pleasure for us too.
For sure, and I know what's next for you because Ana, you're going to be releasing your own solo album called Solaris. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, so in April 19th, I'm releasing Solaris, my 3rd solo album. And this album, it's quite different than anaanderic because it's very much jazz, world music, bossa nova, songs in English, songs in Portuguese, but with amazing arrangements like string quartet, horns, backing vocals. So so I have a new album coming out and a solo a concert, a release concert also at First Light on April 27th.
Yeah, and this album is very special because you recorded this as the in-house resident in Brigus.
Yes. So last year, I also had this amazing opportunity of doing a 2-week residency at Kent Cottage in Brigus, and we were able to record like the vocals. Eric, he recorded the guitars, and there we also filmed a mini doc that is coming out with the album, and we did like some photos. So it was a very, very special time, right?
Oh, it was very nice. Yes.
Wonderful.
I want to go back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brigus is a wonderful place. And especially now, with shows like Rock Solid Builds, people are going in droves to Brigus.
No, it's amazing. And we were in the middle of the nature, and it was amazing.
Oh, it was
internet.
Great time.
Yeah. So nice to get out of the city life and the rush for us and just, take things easy, slow down, but also, create something special as well, which I would imagine what Solaris is going to be.
Yeah, because when you have like the place and the time to focus, it's amazing. And we only had 2 weeks, so we were really focused, right?
There are very few distractions once you don't have much electricity and pretty much zero internet. The days become long, and that's very good. That's because oftentimes we feel that the time passes so quickly, and when you're thinking about creating something, writing music and all of that, you kind of need the time, you need the focus. So I think that the residency allowed Ana and us to focus on one thing at a time. So that was very good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, I would imagine you're going to be up at the ECMAs coming up in May. And any other new music that we should know about from Ana and Eric, new tour dates? What's next for you guys?
We are the plan is to record an album in the summer.
Yeah.
We have a concert now, but I think it's too early to mention.
Yeah.
We are playing at the Canadian Folk Awards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time this drops, I think the Canadian Folk Music Awards would have already happened. But,
Exactly. That's
yeah.
that's what I thought. Yes. Ana, she's the one with the dates.
Yeah, and in September we're going to tour the Atlantic again.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
so soon we'll be releasing the dates, and hopefully Brazil in late October, November.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
Awesome. When it comes to tour dates and new music, I can't wait to hear what you guys got coming up next. We're gonna play one of the songs from the Peter Easton here next on coming up after our conversation on Next to Connect. But for people who want to find out more about tour dates, new music, anything Ana and Eric, where can they go?
So anaanderic music everywhere. So on Instagram, Facebook, our website.
Ana with one N only.
Yes. But we are like everywhere. MusicNL membership, like we are there as well. So you can find us online everywhere.
Yeah, anaericmusic.com.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Just one more question before we wrap here. How helpful has MusicNL been to you guys? Help you, get comfortable with, our music sector here.
Very helpful. I still remember when we moved here and I became a member. It was like after a few weeks after I moved here, and I had a meeting back then with Dave Shears, and he was so welcoming, and he was, Ana, you have this and that, and we started like going to the open mics, hosting the open mics, and even with the funding for the albums, for touring. They are amazing, and I'm so grateful that they are here, and that here in Canada we have these organizations that are here to support the musicians, right?
And from the beginning, they made us feel welcome. So that was very nice, because when we arrived here and knew basically no one, going there, talking to them and feeling welcome, I think it motivated us a lot to make things work also. We thought that we saw that there was pathway, that there were different ways that we could take. So that it was very nice, and they're still very supportive. They're still
supportive,
available and answering our questions.
Yeah,
very often here.
And like it was through MusicNL that we signed with our label, and that we had like many opportunities to showcase and to perform. So yeah, MusicNL, I can't think about the music industry without MusicNL.
And one more thing, I actually lied about that being the last question. This is the last one. You guys have been here now for about 5 years or so. What do you want to say to Newfoundland and Labrador for, being so accepting to you guys? What do you want to say to them?
We are very thankful. We are very thankful that we were so well received, I guess, right? Yeah. And we are very thankful that we are in a place that is so beautiful. We are in this place with so much nature, and I think it was easy and it was fast for us to feel at home here. And that was a lot because of the relationships that we developed with people here. So with the audience, with the people that runs the venues, with the media people, with the MusicNL. So I think these relationships that we developed, I think they are the main thing that made us feel at home here. So we are very thankful.
For us to want to stay here, right? Because
absolutely,
I'm going to share a little bit about our private life, but when we moved here, our plan was to talk about our situation here after a year that we moved here, and only after a year, so this way we would have time to really see how things were, and for us it was so obvious that we wanted to stay and to make Newfoundland and Labrador our home. So it was very natural, very easy, and now we have a second home, right?
Yes, many friends.
Many friends,
yeah,
a new family.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly hope you stay here for 5, 10, 15 years even. We hope you never leave. Well, you got to return home to Brazil, from time to time. But we certainly hope you never, lose your second home here.
Oh, yeah.
We hope that too.
Our goal is to stay.
It's so funny because our album, Our House From Here, it happened, the name of the album happened because we found out that all of our songs, or many of them, were talking about home. And often we talk to people here and they say, oh, how long are you staying? And when they talk to people in Brazil, they say, when are you coming back? you know. So there's this constant feeling of like, are we staying, are we leaving, are we staying, are we leaving? But we really do feel at home here. So we hope to stay for a long time.
Well, guys, we're certainly happy to have you here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and thank you guys so much for joining me on Next to Connect. Ana Luisa Ramos, Eric Taylor Escuardo. Ana and Eric, thank you once again for joining me on Next to Connect. You have a wonderful day, and congratulations again on your ECMA nomination, and best of luck with everything coming up in the year ahead.
Oh,
thank you very
so
much, Zach.
Thanks so much for inviting us. Thanks so much for your ongoing support, that you're always supporting us, like, with our music, and congrats on your nominations.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to hearing more music from you guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.